Okay, so this is a how-to video on ear tests for when you're identifying intervals. Now there is an option for the exam, during the exam, to either identify the interval or to sing it when they give you the beginning note, but I feel like it's way easier to identify. So I always get my students to identify. So this is what that's about. There's a couple of different ways to do it. And when I was a kid, sometimes I was told to use a song that would kind of help you figure out what the interval sounds like, or to help you kind of recognize which one it is. For example, for a major sixth, I was always told to use My Bonnie is Over the Ocean. So it goes like, my Bonnie is over the ocean, my Bonnie, da 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 da. That's a major sixth. So if you kind of remember that song and then you remember what it sounds like, it helps you figure that one out. Or the other one that I remember was for O Canada, that's a minor third. So O Canada, da 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 da, that's a minor third. I don't really like using this method because you kind of have to memorize which song goes with which interval, and if you mix them up, you're kind of messed up, and you have to kind of try to sing the song. And also, there's just not that many songs you're going to know well enough for every single interval. Like, you know, for a minor second, you might be able to use Jaws, but if you've never seen Jaws, it doesn't help you at all. So what I like is usually to find a method where you can actually figure it out yourself, because that means that no matter what it is, you can always try to figure it out yourself. And the more that you practice figuring it out, the quicker you'll be, and then eventually you'll just kind of know them. So that's kind of the idea. So how I do that is, when they play the two notes, kind of sing it in your head, and then count the number of notes that are in between just by singing a major scale. Now, if you don't really know how to sing a major scale, you should know how to sing a major scale. Basically, practice your scales. You should be doing that anyway. And I always use a major one, not a minor one, so it should be fairly simple. So let me just kind of show you what I mean. If I'm doing, let's say, when you first start out doing intervals, it's always major thirds and perfect fifths anyway. There's only ever two. So that makes it easier, because if you're doing grade 2, for example, you know it can't be a perfect fourth or a major seventh or whatever. It's always either a major third or a perfect fifth. So I'll start off on the same note so you can kind of hear the difference from the same note. I'll start on a D. So this is a major third. So sing the two notes, da da, and it could go either way, right? Da 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 da. So sing the ones in between, da da da, do re mi. So that was 3 notes. So you know that it's a third, and because it sounded like a major scale, it's a major third, if that makes sense. So a perfect fifth, starting on the same note, would be. So sing it in your head, da 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 da. 5 notes, it's a perfect fifth. And there is no minor fifth or major fifth, so it's always going to be a perfect fifth. When you're practicing it, I know during the exam you're going to have to try to do it in your head, but when you're practicing, just sing it out loud, because it's always easier to actually hear something than to try to imagine it, because in your head it'd be easy to accidentally sing it wrong, or like I can't remember what the 2 notes were. So just try to sing it in your head. Let's just try to practice a few. So I'll just play my video here. So da 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 da, do re mi fa sol. 5 notes, perfect fifth. Easy, right? Sounds like a major scale. It's 3 notes. It's a major third. Da 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 da, do re mi, major third. Okay, so that's at the very beginning when you're only doing major thirds and perfect fifths. When you're going to do minors, because the next grade you do minor thirds and major thirds, perfect fifths, octaves. So how can you tell whether it's a minor or a major? I would still use the counting to the major, because then you'll be able to tell if it's a minor, it was 1 note lower than what the major would have been. So starting on a D again, this is a major, this is a minor. say you were kind of singing that, da da, do, re, it would have been mi, but it's mi. So it's one semitone lower than a major. So you definitely know it's a minor. I'll show you a couple more. So let's say like this. Da da, do, re, mi. So that's a minor for sure because it didn't go all the way up to a major. I'll show you on a sixth as well. So because it works, it's not just on a third that method works. On a sixth or a seventh is exactly the same thing. So a major sixth, if you weren't using the song method, would go, right? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, da, da. If it's minor, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. If it was major, it would have gone la, la. So you know for sure that it's a minor. So let me sort of play one and we can figure out whether or not it's a major or minor. Da, 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 da. Major. Da, 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 minor, because it would have gone da if it was major, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Another thing I would say is if you're really not used to listening to intervals, just play them a lot as well. So I use this book just for examples because you don't have to make up your own, and it comes with a CD as well, so you can play it and practice, because of course practice is always the best way to get good at something. But instead of just listening to the CD, you can also just take what's in the book and play them, and then you'll know, oh, okay, this sounds like a major third. And of course, if you practice things like your scales and your arpeggios, that's always going to help, because that's one of the tricks to remembering major thirds, minor thirds, and fourths for me, is using an arpeggio, because we play arpeggio so much. And the beginning of a major arpeggio is a major third. The middle bit is a minor third, and the end bit is a perfect fourth. So like if you're doing a D major arpeggio, that's a major third, that's a minor third, that's a perfect fourth. So if I hear those intervals, I can kind of fit it into where it is in the arpeggio in my head, and then I know for sure, like, that sounded like the beginning of a major arpeggio, it's a major third. I guess you could also use a minor arpeggio if that works better for the minor third. Right? That's definitely a minor third. And then also, because we play arpeggios backwards, that will help you identifying the ones that come down as well as go up. So that's a fourth. That's a major third because I was playing a minor scale. Arpeggio, I mean. That's a minor third coming down on a minor arpeggio. There's also an easy way to figure out perfect fifths, because on the violin, your strings are all in fifths. So if you're used to tuning at all, those are perfect fifths. So just try to listen. If you hear an interval that sounds like what it sounds like when you're tuning, that's almost definitely a perfect fifth. So that's a good trick too. So hopefully that is kind of helpful. If you have any questions, just let me know and I'll try to answer them. All right, thanks for watching.